About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And able to get this out to the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl, and came really within one quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency. That's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Going back to Gibbs on first down. And right away, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. Not only a fumble loss there, but a fumble lost on your first drive in your own territory.
Now you're dealing with a lot of stuff here because you feel bad going off the field because you gave up the football. How does your own defense feel now having to go out there and stop them when the momentum has clearly shifted in their favor?
Williams, following the fumble recovery, he'll throw.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
They go here with a former Lion. It's DeAndre Swift. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Rome Odunze, 26 yards. And the Bears take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively.
The Bears will line
They'll
up
try and throw for him. That's caught. And it's very quickly 8-0.
Bears 8, Lions nothing.
So they're able to throw it in for the two-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles, but they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
They'll get that complete to the rookie from Arkansas. Touchdown, Detroit. Isaac to slow. 65 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Had the option to hand that one off or run it himself, but instead, a really easy, quick pass.
I like the way they made a decisive decision and got it right to the receiver. One move later, he's in the end zone.
Dan Campbell makes the call. His guys will go for 2 here.
The Lions will set
Goff looking to throw. And this is caught. So they get the 2 points, and now we're even at 8-8. The score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it as we resume action. So 8-8 our score now as he'll send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here. Maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Here's Williams. He's going to go for a big play downfield. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there just before halftime. 71 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson. First and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on second and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defender.
That's to Moore. He's got it. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Bears have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
The Bears will line up for the
They'll look to throw.
conversion.
Left sideline, a dime, and it looks like he's got it.
Makes the score Bears 16. Lions 8.
So 2 successful two-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or two-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
Lions take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
He's airing it out for Williams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
The final shot before break here. Goff. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. So halftime is upon us on third. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more.
And this will be caught at the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A huge play there for Chicago. 44 yards.
First down. A pickup of 44 yards on the play. First down, Bears.
Looking to throw is Williams. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And his throw here is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. it's a mental aspect that's going on because right now he's got...
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Touchdown.
DJ Moore. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bears come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Lions 8. Santos to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Goff. And that will be incomplete as well.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. To the air again. Goff. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Inside a minute to go. Here's 2nd and 10 now. Goff now looks to throw. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
From the gun on third down, Goff. He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Goff. He's got his tight end, Anthony Forkser. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
39-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Again, Goff. And that almost their first INT of the ballgame. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. A big play looming on third down. Here's Goff. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. picked off by Deshaun Wright. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to look deep for more. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw, Williams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Working out of the gun, Williams. They'll fire deep, looking for more. And it's incomplete. He's still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory.